and welcome to another International Fan Zoom with our panel today. And following our historical 36 all-out and massive defeat by Australia, it was only right that we get the fans on and see what their views are. India made history for the wrong reasons, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the real fans think of the performance, the team selection, and the coaching. And in the house we have today Dinesh. Dinesh, how are you, Dinesh?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Hope everyone is doing good. Hi.
Good. And we have from Kolkata, Upyan. Upyan, how are you?
Hey there, good to be here.
And then we have from Mumbai, we have Romit. Romit, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. But I'm from Kolkata. I'm a Mumbai fan, but I'm from
Mumbai
Kolkata.
from Kolkata.
Yeah.
That's even better. We've got somebody from Kolkata as well, and we have Reggie from Abu Dhabi. Reggie, are you okay? Okay, he probably has some.
Yes, Srinderpaji, going good.
Good.
Hope you all are fine.
Good, excellent. So firstly, we have Rishabh from Haryana. Rishabh, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Cool. Yeah, we're all good, and obviously catching up on our sleep. It was 4 a.m. when the matches started in the UK, and like a fool, I stayed up all night, and then woke up in the morning, wanted to break my TV, thinking it was a nightmare dream, but it was actually a nightmare. So that's why, Dinesh, prior to the match, a lot of Indian fans were positive about the team, and they were thinking, yes, it's the greatest team ever in Indian history, according to our coach, Ravi Shastri. What were your views?
Actually, when I looked at the playing 11, I just had a hint of defeat in my mind because there were three changes that I wanted. Seeing Prithvi Shaw opening and having Ridhiman Saha in the team and going to Australia and playing a test match with just 4 bowling options just looked a blunder. So I had an instinct that something would be something should happen this match. Something is going to happen in this match. That's what my instinct had to say on this. So as I predicted, as I had the instinct, it all just came true. But I just didn't expect it to happen in this verse. So the playing 11, when I looked, it just didn't look convincing. So that's all I can say. So just as my thoughts had an instinct and intuition.
And a lot of the fans were with that case because they were saying, what is Ravi Shastri doing, or what is he looking at when you know Prithvi Shaw was there? And none of the fan base was thinking this was a good decision. But Upyan, I know you're the expert in this area. Your views on our young boy Prithvi?
Well, I'm more devastated than shocked, because Prithvi Shaw was somebody who the Indian team actually missed last time we toured in Australia, because KL Rahul and Murali Vijay were severely out of form, and Mayank Agarwal was looking for another opener, and we had to make do it with Hanuma Vihari. And Prithvi Shaw had been ruled out after scoring a 50 or something in the practice matches. He came after a good century against the West Indies, but this time he didn't really have form going on for him. He was horrible for Delhi Capitals. I don't really know what Ricky Ponting did with him. He was great at pointing out his mistakes in the commentary box, but he certainly didn't really help him as a batting mentor or as a mentor in the Delhi Capitals. But why look at Ricky Ponting when your own people, Ravi Shastri, or for that matter, the batting coach, Vikram Rathore, he himself hasn't really been helpful. I mean, not just Prithvi, the batting has crumbled, and this is not a story for this match, not just for this match, earlier we used to have problems finding our bowlers who could take 20 wickets in a match. This time, I mean, after 2018, we are having problems finding batsmen who can score 200 in the 4th innings. And forget 200, this time we even didn't reach 50. And this speaks severely of the kind of negligence that has been there in our batting lineup, in our batting mentality and coaching tactics. We have clearly failed. A team like Australia goes to England. They know that they can't counter swing. They hire somebody like a Steve Waugh as a batting consultant. And who do we hire instead? We hire somebody like a Sanjay Bangara or Vikram Rathore. I'm not saying that big names will get you greater results, but at least the experience of people will have mentors to look up to. And clearly, there's a lack of mentors right now in the Indian dressing room. So that is definitely a problem right now. Also with Virat Kohli flying out, the problem actually deepens further. So it'll be interesting how the Indian team manages to get out of this.
Yeah, and yeah, there's some really good points there because a lot of the people were saying, look at the coaching setup, fielding, batting, bowling. To be fair, I've got no issues with the bowling. I think the bowlers are doing the best they can, and there's not there. But the head coach is liable and is negligent for the batting performance and the fielding performance. Romit, how did you feel whilst watching the third day? What was going through your mind and your feelings?
Obviously, like when I woke up, I saw that Bumrah was batting and 15 over 1. I thought India would be able to manage to score 150 at least. But then I switched off my TV, and then after an hour, I see that India has almost 9 wickets have fallen. Shami gets retired. So that was very devastating. The problem is that with the batting also, see like a batsman like Prithvi Shaw, like he lacks some good technique to play in overseas. Like if you see his statistics also, like in overseas, like in West Indies, he played in a flat pitch. In India, so he scored runs there. But when you see him in New Zealand and also here, he failed. Only in New Zealand, I guess he scored 150. But and also in the middle order, if you see Hanuma Vihari also struggles in these conditions. Like he is a solid batsman, but when it comes to important crucial knocks, he fails to do it. And I also have some few problems with Ajinkya Rahane. Upan might mind that. So, but he has been failing since a long time. Ajinkya Rahane, like the batsman he's known to, like he used to bat, he doesn't perform like this in the recent times. So I didn't find him in New Zealand also. He scored 146, and then in the rest of the innings he didn't score that well. So that's why I should believe for overseas too some good. India should give chance to more better batsmen. I don't know whom, but KL Rahul. See, KL Rahul has been in good form in although it is white ball cricket, but at least he should be given a chance because he has a good technique and all. Although he didn't perform in his last 10 innings, but you can't really judge a batsman for his last 10 innings because he was in good form. Whereas Prithvi Shaw was also in not that a good form, but he was taken in for the test. So I believe that we have a lack of good openers, but Rahul might fill in that place. And also in the middle order, we lack a good batsman. That is all. And apart from Virat Kohli, then Riddhiman Saha, to talk about Riddhiman Saha, he's 36-year-old now. In his keeping, he was decent enough. Like he was not that good he used to be. And also his batting has not been that great always. So in that also we miss a good keeper batsman in the batting lineup. These were all some issues. And as well as you were saying that there's no issues with the bowling, I have some like for Mohammad Shami and Umesh Yadav. Like when you were seeing the Australian lineup bowling, they were bowling fuller lengths and swinging the balls. Whereas Mohammad Shami and Umesh Yadav sticking to short balls and not keeping wickets for Australia, taking wickets of Australia rather. Only Bumrah was the bowler who was bowling fuller lengths and he was getting his results. But that is also an issue which lies in overseas conditions. Like our bowlers don't bowl fuller lengths and get that swing. They stick to.
Yes, and that's a lot of the people have been saying exactly the same thing, that it was the length. But from my are a lot taller, so where the ball comes out of the hand, they are coming from a higher pitch, and that bounce, they get the extra bounce. Whereas the Indian bowlers, for the height issues, that's why Ishant is so important for India, because he has that extra height and he can get the extra bounce. So that's where the bowling is. But even then, you look at India, when they were bowling, Australia should have been all out for around 120, 125 had we taken the catches. So the bowling, in my opinion, did its job. Where it went wrong was the fielders. The fielders let the team down, and that then put the pressure on the batsmen. Just quickly to you, Dinesh, the fielding, why was the fielding so bad?
No, I think the pink ball had just got a glue in that. I mean, the way the 8 catches or 9 catches were dropped, I sort of felt that there was some glue or butter in the pink ball as it was swinging in the lights. I just got a feeling that, I mean, 9 catches were put down. What else reason would you put? So basically, it's a different ball game. I agree. I mean, plenty of white ball cricket had been played over the last few months, and it's really difficult to play a test match and that to a day and nighter with a pink ball cricket. But my question is to the management. I mean, you're playing with a new ball. I mean, new pink ball strategy. And what kind of fielding practice have you got before the match? Because you're playing under the lights, you're playing with a new pink ball, which you have not done before. So I think lack of practice. I think. I mean, we are not up with us with a proper temperament, as you told. It's somewhere around 100, 110 all out for Australia. Had we taken all those catches, but it's a pink ball, a new ball game for India in this aspect. So I think, I mean, it's a poor practicing, not just in batting, but also in fielding, I would say. So the bowling had actually risen up to the occasion in the Australian pitches, but it's very sad that the balls were put down, the catches were put down by the keepers, by all the fielders. Everyone had been taken their quota of dropped catches, so no one has been spared of taking. I mean,
But
missing
I
the
say,
catches.
but the thing with the poor fielding, when I talk about the poor fielding has been carried on from the T20 series and the ODIs. India's fielding, and this has been bad even to the IPL. The worst fielder, one of the worst fielders in the IPL, and this is not just having a go at it, Prithvi Shaw. The amount of mistakes and errors that he made for Delhi Capitals, and I say we don't have Manu with us. If we had Manu with us, he'd tell us more. But he was awful, and that's where the problem is. And where do you lie that blame, Upin? Where do you lie that blame? Is it on the players or is it on the coach?
Well, regarding fielding, as far as that is concerned, if you look at it globally, the standard of fielding really hasn't been up to the mark post the pandemic season. I mean, that is a common factor, but that's no excuse, of course. Prithvi Shaw, the thing about Prithvi Shaw is that he's still too young. I mean, it's easy to dismiss him off at this point of time, but then he has been a captain. He has been a captain in the under-19 series. He has been a star in the under-19 platform, and he is a domestic run getter. So it's not really required to dismiss him totally right now. Sure, he needs to be dropped. He needs to be asked to play in the domestic, take proper catches, get more runs, work on his technique, and then come back. But regarding any other thing, I think the big thing that needs to be addressed here is that the kind of preparation we had for pink ball tests or day-night tests, we've just played one day-night test, and that too, it was more than a year before, and the opposition was a hapless Bangladesh in our home conditions, right? And let's not forget that against a hapless Bangladesh bowling attack, we couldn't really score more than 400. And on the other hand, Australia is a team which has played seven day-night matches in their own background. They know the conditions better. They know how the pink ball works. They can figure out the strategies. So I really think our practice, our preparations were definitely not up to the mark. I mean the most eyesore thing that I could find out was in the last few moments of day 2, when Prithvi Shaw and Mayank Agarwal had gone out to bat. Mayank Agarwal's legs were kind of shaky. He wasn't the kind of sublime batsman that he generally is. I mean, Stark was targeting his stumps, and he really looked as if he was scared. And that just goes on to show the kind of mentality the Indian batsman had in facing the pink ball from bowlers like Cummins and Starks under the lights. So it just goes on to show that your preparations really haven't been to the point. Sure, Virat Kohli says that the quarantine period probably messed it up. Probably didn't really mess it up for them, but it can't be denied that how a champion team like India generally comes out on the field. They did lack it. However, one thing which needs to be mentioned, I mean, amidst all this negativity from our country's side, it's that Ravichandran Ashwin is back, and he is India's premier wicket-taking option. Not in away tests, true, but now he is taking wickets away. I really hope this guy gets a fifer soon and converts it to a 10-wicket haul or something, because he has it in himself. He's a good leader. I don't know why Indian Cricket Board, they don't really look into bowlers leading the sides anymore. I'm sure this guy Ashwin, he has the right kind of brain to lead the test series side if needed. At least better than Ajinkya Rahane, I would say. But I'm sure he will assume a position of leadership if he's given the chances. Especially that I don't think there's any more matches in Gaba or Perth, right? So since those pitches are out of the contention, I think Ashwin will get all the remaining 3 matches, and I think Ashwin will try to do something which he hasn't done in the previous tours. I don't know about the results, but Ashwin will definitely be a key factor from now.
Yeah, very good point about Ashwin, and I thought he was outstanding. And when we were looking at the matchups between all the key bowlers, the Lion Ashwin one was really a good one to compare. And everybody was picking Lion as going to be beaten up, but Ashwin did bowl to the mark. And Romit, quickly to you, any changes for the next match?
Yeah, I'll surely bring in some changes. Like Prithvi Shaw will be dropped, and Mayank will play. So Shubman should open with Mayank. I guess Shubman Gill should be given a chance, and first down it should be same as Chiteshwar Pujara. Say I'll bring in Pant, but the extra Pant and as second down or Riddhiman Saha will get a place. I don't think so. But we play one keeper only, I guess. I don't think so. Jadeja will come in most probably. I guess on all-rounder Jadeja might come in. We'll have an extra spinner.
What about Vihari? Vihari, would you pick Vihari?
Vihari, yeah, I have to pick because we don't have that options in the batsman's list. So I need to pick up Vihari in this all test as well. But yeah, Jadeja will come as an all-rounder. We'll have a greater batting depth. But since Riddhiman Saha is a premium keeper, I guess the Pant might not get a chance. I have a feeling so. Rishabh Pant might not get a chance in the second test as well. And with the bowlers, they'll go with the same, I guess. Mohammad Siraj might get in place of Umesh Yadav, but that's least probability, which might happen. Yeah, Shami, sorry.
Shami's pick.
Yeah.
Because I thought Umesh bowled really well.
Umesh, that was in place of Shami. Shami's I just got confused. Yeah, Mohammad Siraj might come in, and rest it will be the same, I feel. Yeah. And in the third test, when Rohit Sharma comes in, he will get added to the team.
And that's over to you, Dinesh. Would you make any changes, or would you agree with Romit on that?
Yeah, I agree to him partly. I just like to see Rahul in the playing 11 because the kind of touch he had been in over 2 or 3 months, be it in white ball cricket, but he really has that experience of playing in Australia. He has got enough experience in playing in India A, playing for India A in New Zealand and Australia. So he's got the right mix.
So he has spent... come in for Shaw, or will he come in for Vihari, or will you put Shubman Gill in?
Yeah, I mean, there are 3 players who I want to see out. I mean, Shah and Virat Kohli is obviously out. And Saha is Saha is someone whom I don't want to see in the playing 11. So in their place, I want to see Shubman Gill, who is actually a promising talent. And then when it comes to wicket-keeping option, I always like to see Rishabh Pant, not just because of Saha is not up to the mark, but also to the fact that there are no left-handers in our batting lineup. So that also adds up to the point. So the entire playing 11 is just going on with 11 right-hand batsmen. So for that reason, I seriously feel Rishabh Pant will give some good mix in the batting lineup with his left-handed hitting ability. So Shubman Gill, as I told, is actually a very good option. He shows a lot of promise. He is actually a trademark player who has got enough orthodox cricket shots in his cricket book. So I think Shubman Gill will be an option. And I just don't want to see Prithvi Shaw yet again. I just want him to be rested. And as I told you, Saha has to be rested for sure. Rishabh Pant has to be brought in. And KL Rahul in the place of Virat Kohli, I think. I mean, I'm not sure where I would fit him. But I think KL Rahul, given the experience that he has got over the past few months, I think he can fit even in the middle order, or even if he's asked to open, he can do that very well.
That's the key. The key thing for India would be that they have a recognised opening pair already. Mayank and KL play together in all formats. So whether to have KL as the opener and then take the pressure off Shubman and put him at 4. Upin, just quickly to you, anything that you would change, or do you agree with what Dinesh has said?
Yeah, more or less agree with Dinesh. The thing about the team is that I really would have wanted Shubman Gill to make his debut with Virat Kohli and Pujara in the side instead of only Pujara in the side, because that, I mean, he's a youngster. He's going to make his debut in the iconic SCG against an Australian lineup which is pumped up. So it can be a daunting challenge for a youngster like him. But anyway, you have to take the opportunities that land up to you. It will be interesting to see if Shubman Gill gets number 4 position or if Ajinkya Rahane comes up. I don't really want the youngster Shubman Gill to go up at the opening. I mean, he's not a natural opener. He can open, but he's not really the natural opener. So I really hope that he doesn't go up and probably comes down at number 5 or number 4, whatever might be the situation. KL Rahul definitely gets a place based on his white ball, white ball form. He comes back in, and it'll be interesting to see if the team persists with Hanuma Vihari. I mean, I don't see a reason why Hanuma Vihari should be dropped because of this one match. Ravi Shastri, the most hated person right now, but he did make one point when Hanuma Vihari and Mayank Agarwal had opened in the Boxing Day Test match in the last time we visited Australia, that this guy is very gutsy. He stood there for 70 odd balls, scored 17 odd runs or something like that, but he stood there for 70 odd balls, created a solid partnership with Mayank Agarwal. So I really don't want to dismiss him right now. See, it's the pink ball. The pink ball can create havoc, and it's too early to judge the batsman on the basis of that, on the basis of that performance. So hoping that happens. I really think that if somebody like a Jadeja or somebody like a Hardik Pandya would have been in the team in the Adelaide match, somebody who has the guts to go out when put under pressure, the score would have definitely been at least 40 runs more probably, because these are players who really have character, and like Virat Kohli did mention that the team did lack a lot of intent. So going by that, I really think that Jadeja, if he's fit, he might come in place of Vihari. Otherwise, it's the same thing. And instead of Shami, if I think Shami is probably ruled out now, so I think Siraj will definitely get a debut more than anyone else. And let's just hope that Ravi Shastri doesn't disclose the playing 11 in front of Ian Chappell again over a couple of drinks, because that's his
Okay,
contribution to the team. So let's just hope that
Reggie.
happens.
Yeah, thank you, Pip. Reggie, any changes for India?
Yeah, of course. My voice is clear.
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah, it was really sad to see the performance of India in the last match, and uh, I was written in the Facebook that attacking is the best defense. In the earlier stages, when we have Sehwag in the top order, we have seen that suppose some of the foreign bowlers are coming very aggressively. Once we are attacking, counter attacking, definitely they will be losing their rhythm, and we can have some plus point in that. We can get a top on that. But here, what we have seen that whenever the wickets are losing, the people whoever are coming always defense. It was fully defensive. There was no attacking at all. And once Kohli was bit more aggressive, that once he got a score 4, then immediately he was going for another one and losing his wicket. And when the team has when I have seen the playing 11 the first day, I was really shocked to see that Shaw is there ahead of Shubman Gill. And what was the comment was saying there that Shaw is having a bit more experience than Gill in the foreign conditions. Then I don't understand why they haven't picked KL Rahul, because when KL Rahul comes to the international cricket, he was firstly going to Australia in I think. He was scored a century also there. So nowadays, at present, he is playing good in the white ball cricket, and he was supposed to be there ahead of Shaw and Gill for opening the batting. In the sense, he is somebody like Sehwag or Rohit. He can go for attacking batting also. So he
Yeah,
was one of the
lot of the people did say that. They did say the run rate, the net run rate puts the pressure on, and that's what where India lost the wickets was due to the fact
absolutely,
that
absolutely. At present, Yeah, what kind of changes I am expecting in this one? That KL Rahul should open along with the Mayank Agarwal for the next match, and Pujara has always our first down option. Then Shubman Gill will be the option to come in place of Virat Kohli, and then Ajinkya Rahane, Hanema Bihari maybe can replace with the Jadeja if he is fit, because he is good with the bat as and bowling also we can utilize him, because we are having only 4 bowlers. If it is necessary, and of course that Shami is not playing there, instead of him Saini or someone like Siraj will be coming, so we cannot expect the 100% from them. So that as a fifth option we can have Jadeja. That would be an option to have now, and of course that Pant also better than Saha at present. I have seen that Saha is not up to the mark at all. So he's an attacking batsman. Whenever the spinners are coming, in the sense he can go for attacking and have some runs in the scoreboard.
Oh, no, that's
I'm
brilliant.
expecting.
Yeah, no, that's really good, and I think that's what the fan base is now saying. We'll wait to see what happens on the Boxing Day test at the MCG, because obviously the pitch will be a proper, the red ball, it'll be a red ball, which again equalizes everything. But the fact is, where we need to do it is to see how they bounce back from this defeat. Dinesh, quickly to you, will India bounce back in this match, or do you think they will again struggle?
I'm not sure about the result, but for sure, with all these changes, I am very sure that they'll push it. They'll give it a hard a bounce back, and they'll just make it harder for Australia. I'm sure that they'll try to bounce back. They'll try to put a harder fight than the last match. I seriously believe that.
And Upia, to you quickly, Australia now in the driving seat. Usually when they are pumped up and their confidence is high, they are usually a very, very difficult team to beat. How do you think from the Australian side? Will they go in more confidence, no Virat Kohli, and demolish India? Or do you think India will fight back with our head coach, super head coach?
Well, they can't go below 36 for 9, so probably they'll do better than that. See, the thing about Australia is that I think David Warner probably will make a comeback, right? So if he does, then that's a huge factor for the Aussies. But the thing about India is that will be having a lot more youngsters in the side this time, and the best thing about having youngsters, about having inexperienced people, is that they'll be itching to prove themselves no matter what. A Shubman Gill will try to grab the opportunities with both his hands. Same thing for Rishabh Pant to prove himself that he's getting an international game after a really long time. So he would desperately want to do well. The thing about Rishabh Pant is that he hasn't scored below 35 ever in Australia as far as the tests are concerned. So that is definitely a hallmark of a good batsman. I really hope he maintains this record and goes on to score some serious runs. Mohammad Siraj, he's coming after the demise of his father, and I really hope that this guy gets some good wickets. He gets a good performance. It will be interesting to see how it pans out. Of course, Australia has a heavier hand. They did even when we had Virat Kohli. They still will have that heavier hand when we don't have him. Ian Chappell, however, mentions that he's found Ajinkya Rahane's captaincy to be very aggressive. Let's see how it pans out. To be honest, Ajinkya Rahane has captained only against teams whose names start with A, and he's always won against them. So that'll be interesting. Let's just hope that it continues this time as well. And yeah, I mean, I'm putting 75% Australia and 25% India. I'm still being a bit more optimistic, and let's just hope that if things don't really turn well for us, we can at least manage to eke out a draw.
Oh no, that's really good, and again, I like it with the way we're all thinking, that having that attacking batsman in Rishabh Pant can make a difference. I think defend, and you look at the lines that Australia were bowling in the last game, everything was just slightly outside of stump, going towards the wicket, and they were playing defensive with a straight bat, and that was nicking off to get caught or hit the stumps. Quickly to Amit, what are you thinking? How are you thinking about the next match? Are you thinking India will fight back, or do you think it'll be the same old?
I don't see it would be not worse than 36 for all out for 9, but definitely the first innings would not also could look nice. They will fail, I guess, because since Virat Kohli is not there, Australia bowlers will be more pumped up, so they'll attack more. And I guess Pujara and Virat Kohli were the only two batsmen who could face them till a long for a long time. So as the youngsters come in like Shubman Gill and Pant, they might attack, but at least they after playing 10-15 balls, Pant might get out also if he continues attacking. And for Shubman Gill, as he comes for his debut, they'll be more. The Australian bowlers will charge at him with bouncers and also swing outside the off stump. So I believe the India might not go above 200 if they bat first or in the first innings, and Australia will win it in 3 days. Like if Australia bats first, Australia might score a big total, and uh, India will get a follow on, and India might lose by innings defeat.
Yeah, and that seemed to there. And Reggie, if you're still there, just a quick one for yourself. Still there. Cool. Okay, I think he's on business. So, Dinesh, your views. Finally, who's going to win the next test? India, Australia, or a draw?
It's going to be Australia's game, or if India fights hard, it's going to be a draw match. I don't see, I mean, though I'm an optimistic person, I don't see India to be winning the next match with all the questions, unanswered questions, unsolved problems. I don't think we have a winning strategy or a winning idea in the next match. I seriously believe it's going to be Australia's game, or if India fights hard, it's going to be a draw match.
Okay, and to you, Pian, will Ravi Shastri, the question that a billion Indian cricket fans want to know, should Ravi Shastri remain in India coach past this series?
Well, there's like since I'm from Kolkata, I have a bit insight about these internal politics, especially from the Bengali newspapers. The relationship between the board president and the Indian head coach isn't really something you would really want to have. So Saurav Ganguly right now has the perfect opportunity to sack the head coach, and yet, I mean, if he retains Virat Kohli as the captain, he can still win Virat Kohli's favor. So he will probably wait for the series to end. I don't think the biggest optimist can see India winning or even drawing or even dominating a single session in the upcoming matches. So probably India definitely won't do well, and that can hamper. And in a way, it'll be good. It'll open doors for good coaches, for better coaches. Rahul Dravid might just come in, you never know. And Virat Kohli might not really have the voice that he had to object as far as the selection of the coaches was concerned. Like Ravi Shastri came in with a team where Jonty Rhodes wasn't allowed to enter. The committee consisting of Ganguly, Lakshman, and Tendulkar, they had given the suggestion that take Dravid and Zahir Khan in the England tour just as mentors, but that was vetoed by the committee, by the backroom staff of the Indian cricket team. So all that really hampered India in the long term. And I hope that this time the egos will come down. The Aussie media is a scathing media. They won't let go of these two people. They will ask uncomfortable questions, and who knows, things just might look up from now onwards. So
Yeah.
hoping
and
that
that's the big thing. Shastri goes. There's opportunities a lot for India. As I said, Rahul Dravid should take over because, I say, he has the favour of all the young players. Zahir Khan maybe as the bowling coach. Jonty definitely as the fielding coach. And if you look at how Kings 11 Punjab fielded in the IPL with Jonty there, I think he can transfer that to India, and he has a good affiliation with India. And my third one is for the batting coach. We must get Ricky Ponting. I think Ricky Ponting as the batting coach, especially for overseas.
Not an Aussie. I'm sorry, not an Aussie. We have better batsmen in India. I mean, we have good batting coaches in India. Not an Aussie, please.
Yeah.
I mean, we've suffered with an Aussie. I'm from Kolkata.
Yeah.
I know we've suffered from an Aussie. So please, no more Aussies.
Reminds you of the story of Greg Chappell.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
Greg
That's
Chappell.
what I'm referring.
Yeah. But as I said,
we have a Ganguly in the chat also. He'll probably let you know.
Yeah. But I said we could even get VVS as a mentor, or even get Akash Chopra. Akash Chopra has great.
No more commentators. No more former commentators, please.
Yeah, Akash Chopra did the next service as today, I believe.
Akash Chopra is better at commenting.
There's been this suggestion that Rahul Dravid, he's coached youngsters, he's been coaching the A teams, the domestic talents, and how it would be difficult for him to adapt in an international scenario. Because when in an international scenario, you don't really need coaches who will be spot on against. Who constantly hovering over you. But right now, that's exactly what the team needs. Their technique is absolutely flawed right now. They need that kind of coach of Rahul Dravid's stature who can actually keep telling them, what's the right thing to do. And right now, more than bringing back Virat Kohli, we actually should think of if possible, flying in Rahul Dravid as the mentor right now, because otherwise the Indian batting is going to be as flawed as it is right now.
Quickly to you, Romit.
I think this Kumar Sangakkara or Jayawardena would be handy as a batting coach.
That's a good point. I've never,
because both are class batsmen.
Yeah, Jayawardena, would he leave your Mumbai Indians, Romit?
No, I won't allow that. Mahela Jayawardena leaving Mumbai.
And again, from our point of view, having Rajasthan Royals hat on and saying, yes, Rahul Dravid, most of our fan bases would love to see Rahul Dravid either becoming the head coach of Rajasthan Royals or India. Yeah, so again, we've always said Alan McDonald, the fan base had a problem with Alan McDonald. The fans have a base with Ravi Shastri, and I have a problem with Mikel Arteta for Arsenal. So everybody should be sacked. Guys, anyway, I'm going to close the show. Thank you for your time. We will see you after.
Just a second. I just want to add something. Just last thing. See, I'll just give you a difference. Like Ravi Shastri as the main coach, like suppose if there's a dispute between players and suppose if someone can't play or something like that, so Ravi Shastri will say them, come on, sit with a drink, let's drink to this. Whereas a strict coach would say, let's practice. Whereas Ravi Shastri would settle it as, let's drink to this, rather than practicing. And he's been sleeping all day when India was batting.
Yes, and if you've seen my social media, you've probably seen the video. It has gone viral on the TikTok, and it's Mujhe Neend Na Aaye, and that's the way we put us to sleep. Internally, let's see if we can put his, because I think the T20 World Cup is going to be vital. I think we need the right manager to put it in there. And just quick one for you, Reggie. Would you keep Ravi Shastri or would you take him out?
Ravi Shastri can sleep well nowadays, even when the match is going on, because Kohli is there to support him. I would like to see Rahul Dravid in place of Ravi Shastri.
Yeah, and we're all saying the same thing.
I don't know the politicians will allow that or not.
The politicians, yeah, it's all politics and
cricket politicians.
Cricket politicians, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, thank you for. We've got 3 minutes left.
Yeah. And BCCI should allow Indian players to go outside and play county cricket. Like so much IPL and so much bilateral. So they should go overseas and play some county cricket so that they can improve also. Like Pujara has really improved his techniques and all. So I guess more Indian players should be given a chance to go there.
And that's the big thing with the IPL. The players that are playing the IPL or are playing international cricket should be given that opportunity to work abroad, and that's the only way India will improve. If India don't do that, it will be a very, very big problem for them going ahead. And whereas Pakistan, you see Pakistani cricket is improving because a lot of their players play abroad. And so it's brilliant for us to join us. Remember to join us on our YouTube channel, Rajasthan Royals Fans Forum, on the Facebook of the Rajasthan Royals Fan Club, Instagram on the Rajasthan Royals Fans Forum, and again, let's get together and let's hope India wins the next game. Thanks very much, guys. See you later.
Thank you, Pati.
Thank you, Dinesh. Thank you very much, Ravi.
Thank you, sir.